Hey, my name is Samara Kress, and today I'm going to be talking to Stephanie, who is a 26-year-old mother and wife to an Army recruiter. She's from California, where when they were married, they lived there together, and she had all of her friends and family around her, and then they were transferred to North Carolina, where they had a baby who has Down syndrome. In our previous session, she told me a little bit about their relationship, and it sounds verbally abusive, and also it seems as though she does not have a lot of emotional support and does not know a lot of people in her town. So she's coming in today because her husband is really wanting to try to have another baby. And I think that she is concerned about the health of their relationship and her lack of support system in North Carolina. And I am going to be using the motivational interviewing process. Hi, Stephanie. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me today.
So, how was this week?
It was a bit rough. Joey, he was having some issues. My husband, obviously, is Joey. It's been a rough week at work, and he seems to take it out on us. So it's just, there's been a lot of fighting in the house this week, so things have been pretty rough.
Tell me about, this is his work, I assume,
Mm-hmm.
in your home?
Correct.
Okay, and what is his work?
Well, he's an Army recruiter. We were in California, but we got stationed every 3 years. We have to move. So we got stationed in North Carolina. He's working 50, 60-hour weeks, things of that nature. And it's just really difficult because I used to work, we're in California.
What kind of work did you do?
I was a counselor, actually. I did a college counseling and things like that for the Army. Mm-hmm. So, I was able to get out and do things. And now with our son, who's 1.5, he has Down syndrome. We have physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, doctor's appointments, weekly. We have all of that. I'm going to try and get him in play groups just because we need to socialize him, but now I'm not able to work or do anything. And Joey really holds it against me.
What part?
That I'm not working, so if I go out and spend money or something like that, he'll get really upset. He'll be like, oh, well, this is my money, you shouldn't be spending this money, even though it's, on our child. Or, if I buy a dress at Target or something, he'll say, like, oh, I didn't need that, you're not even working. So it's just really hard because I just kind of feel put down a lot and feel like I'm doing most of the work in this marriage and not getting really anything in return.
That sounds really hard. So you are away from all of your friends and family. Mm-hmm. You are raising a special needs child, and it sounds like you're really doing a good job and giving him every advantage possible. And if your husband is working 50 or 60 hours a week, you are probably alone a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. And let me back up. You said that he had a bad work week and that you felt that he took it out on you. What does that look like?
He thought that he was going to get someone in the Army, and they got sent up to sign up, and they didn't make it. You have to pass like a series of tests once you go up, and if that happens, then you get in trouble by your bosses, like the upper echelon, and then you get in trouble. So he had to work harder, and he had to go do an interview at like 10 o'clock at night the one night, and he was mad because he wanted to play poker with his friends, and he takes it out on me that it's almost like it's my fault that I somehow stressed him out. So I don't know. It's just frustrating because it always seems to turn back on me.
So he needs to meet a quota of people that he gets.
Correct.
and he did not meet it, even though he put forth a lot of work to get the person to
Right.
sign up, and then it did not end up happening, and so he is frustrated and stressed out, and then it's your fault, or you feel that it's your fault.
Correct.
That's hard. So tell me where you're coming from now. Where do you see this going? Have you been in counseling together before?
We did do counseling before. We did it together. We actually had a male counselor. I made sure to get a male counselor because we had a female before, and he was just saying that it's because she was siding with him.
Okay.
But now the male counselor, is seeing that he was, verbally abusive, and he stopped going with me. So, unfortunately, we've tried it twice, and he's backed out both times. So I don't really know what to do anymore. Thing is, I love him, and when it's good, it's great. But
tell me about that.
We've been together a long time.
How long have you been together?
8 years now. We've been together. We got married 3 years ago. So the thing was, he was stationed in Germany for part of it, so I would go over back and forth. So we've had some long distance, and I think that we might have fallen a little bit out of love in that, and we just kind of never figured out how to get back to the way we used to be.
And having a baby
right.
is a big adjustment.
And, JJ is special needs. It does make it difficult. We found out we were pregnant, and then he went and got deployed a month and a half after we found out we were pregnant, so I went through the pregnancy by myself. We found out he was going to be special needs, and he came back like 3 weeks before he was born. They let him go. So I've kind of done this all by myself, so I think that he thinks that this is what the norm is supposed to be, because even from, practically day one, I've been handling everything. I went to the doctor's appointment by myself and found out that he was special needs. It wasn't Joey with me. And then he left again, 2 months after JJ was born, because he had other things to do, work-wise. And then, of course, now we are now in North Carolina, and we have no family. So.
Well, you sound very strong. How does it feel to be in this alone? Or
it just feels frustrating, and it feels a little hopeless, and I'm scared of that because I do love him, and when he is with JJ, he is, a good dad. Like, when he's there, he's there. But when he's not, or he, wants to go fishing or do something like that, he chooses himself over us. And what's scary is he wants another one. And realistically, I want a child too. I want more than one child. But my fear is, if it's this bad with one, what is two going to do? My stress level is going to go higher. And I just really don't know where to go. It's worth, fixing my marriage and trying to work through this, or if it's worth, trying to have 2 children, or just have one and see where we go, or end this. Like, I don't know. I don't want to do that, but I just don't know anymore.
You sound overwhelmed
A little bit.
and confused, and those are really big life choices, and I think that getting you some support would be the first step to give you a little bit of relief so that you don't feel like you're in this by yourself.
Okay.
Does that sound like
it does.
a good plan?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what works for you, for the two of you.
We really like, as in what, I'm sorry.
What are the positive aspects of the relationship? You said he's engaged with JJ, and that when he is present, that he's really present. What has worked for the two of you in terms of that kind of connection?
When we get out of the monotonous, daily lifestyle, if we go out together, we go out to the lake or something like that. It just seems a lot better. The two of us are happier. We can, kind of put away all of our stresses of daily life and really, work on the two of us. And we are very happy at that point. It used to be, weekends would be great, but now he works. So I can't really say that anymore. So that's something that really works for us. We do have mutual interest of, being outside and hiking and just in general, doing outdoor type things, and that really helps.
Okay. So do you think that possibly as a first step, carving out some time for the two of you to have a date or have some time together to reconnect?
Yeah, I mean, that would definitely work. I am nervous, because of his work schedule. That's kind of our, been our problem right now. But
you said that couples therapy had been problematic.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that you could get him in again, not necessarily with me because I'm a woman, but get him in again to kind of work through some of this stuff?
I could definitely try. That might be a good option.
So let's plan to get a date time together. And I know that the work is hard, but I think that could be something that would really help.
Okay.
I think that when you're married with a small baby, that dates are not a luxury. They are an absolute necessity that the couple have some time together. So we can talk more about that.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming in.